Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Batwoman Season 2, Episode 8, Survived Much Worse, which is ominous. Things are kicking off. We think we know the way to Coriana, I'm pretty sure, that they're on the way there now. A lot could be happening in this episode. And just a reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. And let's go.
The villain, the girl who reminded you how right and noble. And
she tried to give you a chance every step of the way, Alice. You chose to play the villain. You can, Ryan. If you could do everything, Alice, you could think about the fact that you've been brainwashed to be this crazy and try and fix it and become your own fucking person.
How did you even learn how to do
this?
YouTube. Oh, Barry, where's Luke?
Ooh.
I have an active agent.
But she is crazy enough to show up with a fake him. It wouldn't be the first time she snapped a fake.
Exactly.
God knows she fooled me with the Bruce.
If Sophia believes the imposter, then she hands Kate over to Alice, and Alice kills her.
Which means you need to get going.
Exactly. Come on.
Were you telling Crow you're working with Batwoman?
It's preferable to losing both Batwoman in one fell swoop. Sophie said she would get a flower.
And you believe her? Can we stay positive?
Oh, I know.
Without it.
Oh, for God's sake, not now.
No.
Oh.
But they're going to Coriana?
I have no idea what they're doing.
Oh my God, no.
Ryan? I am saving Kate. And I'm saving my damn self.
Yes, you are. I love you. I'm fucking stressed.
You didn't answer my question about the bullets.
I gotta find you a ride.
You're parachuting.
So then there's two Batwomen, because that's not confusing. I don't know. What happened?
Everyone being alive is what matters.
Do die.
Oh.
You're in charge of my.
This would be a lot easier if we had a Batplane.
That's what I've been saying.
Never been on a plane before.
I mean, to be honest, being on the plane is the least of your worries.
Left a few juicy details about how he wasn't the only Islander who loved me.
I'm really thinking Kate isn't even here. Oh, you can do this, Ryan. Somehow. You're brilliant. You have got this. Yes, Ryan. She was worried she'd never lived. This is on a lot of people's bucket lists.
Sophia thinks you're capable of. You're skilled.
She wants to recruit her.
First of all, you're already a part of one.
I mean, very true. But why would she give up her whole life to come live on a crazy island?
We're committed to protecting our people while you oppress yours.
It's kind of not wrong, but Sophie's... Come on, there's two of you, one of her. You are fantastic. Oh no. She's not meant to exert herself right now, actually.
You think that will transfer to you?
Maybe. You did mess her up even more than she already was.
You are not changing my mind.
Alice!
I fantasized about killing my sister since she locked me in Arkham.
Why do you think she did that?
The difference is, Alice.
You're gonna help me, and in return, I'm gonna tell you something you're gonna want to hear.
Ooh.
I see.
That it's not Ocean.
I don't barter with it.
You sure that's your boy over there? You might want to look a little harder.
Ooh.
Enough with all these distractions. You still have feelings for him, don't
you? Yeah. Alice, you need to bloody unravel this stupid mind control.
I'm working with her. I'm not working with her. I'm just not working against her.
Exactly.
Honestly, I don't see the harm in us teaming up.
Exactly, Sophie, thank you. You need to be assertive. Yeah, hers is to save people.
For our actions and she's not?
Yeah.
But I think it's time we stop pretending we're not above the law.
Exactly, Sophie.
What's that smell?
This is going to be a fun cell time.
I was wondering how this place could suck harder.
God forbid the bat ears go unoccupied for 5 minutes.
So people like you can roam free and kill your siblings.
Monday morning. Should have stopped me when you had the chance.
Then I wouldn't have been able to follow your dumb ass to this guy.
The tracker is you. Killing your sister.
Mm-hmm.
You've been throwing the same tantrum for months. Poisoning bats. Moments away from getting what you want, except it's not actually what you want.
Yes! Thank you.
You
Alice,
don't want Kate
please.
back to kill her. You just want her back. It's not my fault. But you weren't talking about killing my mom. You were talking about why you are
Mm-hmm.
the way you are.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Because as
Gave me one thing. In fairness, I'm offering you the same. The flower or the girl. Choose
Oh
one.
goodness. She knows Sophie and Jacob are around, and she doesn't necessarily think Alice is going to kill her.
flower.
Yeah, I think
Done.
Alice wasn't expecting that necessarily.
Suppose that leaves Kate for you.
Now the decision is her. I don't think that's a wrong decision to make, because hopefully Kate can hold her own if she is here. Alice is not 100% convinced she wants to kill Kate. Jacob and Sophie are here.
I will bring you to her. Once you fulfill your end of the deal.
Oh my god, yeah.
Sweet little love story that ends today.
Stab Sophia!
Mary, it's a plant.
It's Ryan's plot.
It's Ryan's plant.
Yeah.
Something she's merely the least I can do.
Oh god. What? Oh, the plant! And Mary! And Luke! Oh. Teamwork.
Ryan's plant.
What about it?
I can't believe it.
We can grab it later.
Hey, you want to send her a picture? Ask her if she thinks we're doing a good job.
Oh.
Wait for it.
I love them.
Okay, okay, fine. This was about Alice caring about me more than she cared about you and your inability to live with it.
Mm-hmm. Who did set her up?
Your sister.
She's gonna untie his hands, or she might stab him if she's Alice. But
I don't want to kill her anymore.
yep. She's still not picking you over him. She's picking her sister over him.
Kate.
She's bleeding all over the damn plant.
Oh. Oh god, I love them.
What's the rush?
Julia, when did you get back?
What the bloody hell is that?
The rush. Well, Kate's not gonna be here.
Revenge. Hate.
I'm so stressed.
Anger, those are the only emotions she knows, so she hides behind them.
Yeah.
We found body parts off the coast of Bloodhaven. Must have got caught in the currents. They ran the DNA.
No. No.
Where is she?
Where is my sister?
DNA was hers. It was
No. No.
Kate's. I'm so sorry.
Now Alice has a real vendetta against you.
And I created you. So what does that make you?
Alice, I don't know that we can ever absolve you of everything you've done, and I am in denial. Denial is my land of living. But Alice, alright, you know what? You know what you're gonna do? You are gonna work your way to redeem yourself, please. Also, B, we know where Coriana is now, so let's just tell everyone. Best possible recourse against Sophia is tell the whole international community where the magical desert rose is. Fuck her over, really. He's not really dead. Or is he? I don't know. Yeah.
Do you pick a fight with Alice on my behalf?
Oh, it was Tatiana.
You slaughtered Alice's. I hope you were entertained.
Is that not the knife that has the desert rose in it, or?
I'll pull it out when I decide to forgive her.
Lovely. Oh, please, please say they've already got some for Ryan. Why would you screw over Alice when you've made sure she's as crazy as anything? What do you think?
You are here.
Oh my god.
Tatiana told me Kate was never on this island.
Kate died in a plane crash.
No, she didn't.
This can't be real.
Please stay with me.
No, what the fuck?
Please. I don't want to die alone.
No. What is happening?
I'm sorry.
I'm with her now.
You need to get her back to Gotham.
Oh.
She doesn't want to leave.
I have a cure.
Ooh. What?
It's our birthstone. Red is a very symbolic color. Let's take a picture back. Make sure our necklaces are red. Ready? Cheese.
What? Okay. So that ending. Am I being dumb? Or is Kate alive but being held prisoner and she's had her face taken? So some other person got on the plane with Kate's face and died, and then maybe they've taken like body parts. I mean, that could be like, I don't know, hand or something. I don't know. Kate could be, Kate's alive, right? That was Kate at the end. I mean, no matter what, I was refusing to believe Kate was dead. I think they would have found a body even if it was a very disfigured one. But that wasn't an alive Kate. Like, if she was dead, her body would not be in... right? Am I being dumb? Okay, so a lot happened this episode. It was crazy. It definitely felt like a mid-season finale type one. And episodes 8, 9, 10 to be. I don't think we're going to have a mid-season hiatus, fingers crossed. Because obviously we don't have Christmas and everything. My goodness. So, this episode, Ryan. I mean, I understand why she took the shot, because either she went and made sure that she got some Desert Rose, tried everything she could, or she was just going to die in 3 days anyway. So you can kind of understand that. And I love that she was able to get one over on Alice by telling them the truth about Ocean. And just the fact that she was going to die, and that whole scene of like, I don't want to die alone. Now the fact that her plant is a Desert Rose is, what? Did that bloom when the blood of the assailant, the many hands went on it? Is that what turned into a Desert Rose? Did Genevieve just somehow have a desert... Her name's not really Genevieve. What? I hate the fact that I cannot remember the name of her. But when she gave it to her, did it have... Was it already a Desert Rose? And another thing, I don't seem to remember it having the Desert Rose flower. So was it the blood of them... When the blood of someone on Coriana goes on it, it saves them. It turns it into a Desert Rose. They've got the last one in existence. That is very intriguing. So we're going to get her back. We've got the jet. We're going to be fine. And I'm not entirely sure how Alice is planning to get off of Coriana. Maybe swim for it? I don't know. I guess she'll steal some kind of transport similarly and get away. And so, just so much happened. So from a Ryan point of view, this episode, she proved her skills yet again. And that moment at the beginning where she kind of voiced her insecurities, like, when we get Kate back, this is everything to me. Like, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to go. What I'm hoping is they can just, I mean, literally, I love Ryan, and I'm very, very glad we have her in the show. I do not want her to not be in the show by any means. I'm very glad. I love her character. It's been a revelation. I loved Kate, and I was an advocate for, when Ruby Rose left, to just recast her, and you just make a joke about her hair looks different or something. You know, cast a vaguely similar looking actress. Because the character was that important to me that I was like, I'm willing, like, I know why you're doing it. It's like when they recast Dumbledore, you know, no one is going to be like, oh, I refuse to watch those movies because Dumbledore looks different. Everyone understands that there were you know, something happened, obviously in that case very much sadder. So in this case, it looks to me like they're just going to recast Kate, which I'm okay with. And maybe she won't be in a state to want to be Batwoman. I would like it if we could still have Kate in the show. Like this other Kate Kane. It could just be kind of like another member of the Bat team, but she's maybe not physically up to doing all the stuff. That would be a dream for me. Because then we could continue her relationship with Sophie and all of those, her relationship with Mary and her dad. I think that would be a much more interesting plotline than just they find Kate, because she's alive, and I'm sorry if I'm being dumb, but they find Kate and then she goes. I don't know. And she leaves. But I'm refusing to believe Kate is dead. I fully believe that was Kate and she was alive and she's been held prisoner by someone, most likely whoever blew up the plane. So in this episode we did solve the mystery of who framed Sophia for Alice, and that Sophia, I'd kind of always been wondering whether or not Sophia really had Kate, because she's such a manipulative mastermind that it was like, it's all a bit simple if Kate's there, but we can get it back easy peasy, and I didn't see that happening. So this is very, very... So for Alice, this episode, obviously to begin with, she was on cloud 9, she'd won everything, she was very scared that Sophia was going to notice, and I love that Sophia called her out on the real reason she wanted to kill Kate, and then the Batwoman was able to say, well, you don't even want to kill her, and that's so true, because like, a psychopathic type thing to do would be to just, oh, you wronged me, dead. But like, the reason Kate locked you up was because you were a serial killer, a remorseless serial killer. She wasn't locking you up because you were her sister who had never done anything wrong, and you know. So yes, I can understand Alice being very hurt and upset with Kate, especially because in that episode it kind of felt like they were bonding and coming good. But in that episode I was kind of on the edge about Kate, because I was like, Alice still isn't seeming sorry. I know she's saying she'd go somewhere, but she's killed people and is remorseless. Now the interesting thing here is still with Alice. I'm still fascinated about her going forward. I want to see her in the future develop, and by develop I don't mean become even crazier and more psychotic. I mean face her actions, start to come to terms with them, and maybe even start to break away from this Alice persona. I've said it before, but I don't think she has meant like all the seasons of Batwoman in her as this version of Alice. It's in the same way that if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., no spoilers, towards the end of season 1 there is a character that becomes a villain, or you know, we get a villain who is a very personal villain to the main characters, similarly to Alice, who persists and persists. But by season 3, as a villain, as much as he was brilliantly portrayed, you were kind of getting a bit sick of him. Not sick of him, but like, yes, plot's getting old. And so the end of season 3 was the end of his plotline as a villain in the show. They kind of he was referenced throughout. So similarly for me, if we have 10, you know, The Flash is going to have like 1,000 seasons at this rate. If in season 8 of Batwoman, Alice is exactly the same, it would get old. So what I love is that we have seen here that she, despite her protestations of revenge and still killing people, so I'm not like team like, whoop, she's fine, that she just wanted Kate back. And I do think that the revelations that she had this connection with Ocean that was a real connection in that sense. It wasn't one born out of trauma like her with weird one with Mouse was. It was just purely love and caring about each other, that she kind of remembered that, and that he was teaching her or talking to her in a way as though like, you don't just have to kill Kate. Like, yeah, you're upset, yes, like kind of that she didn't find you. Obviously it was different, it wasn't the latest insult, but Alice needs to also remember that the hundreds of chances Kate gave her, the times Kate begged her to just stop the killing, come back and be Beth, and she slapped her in the face with each one of those to the breaking point. So I love the fact that when we came down to it, Alice just wanted her sister back, and when she realised that she couldn't have that, her seeing the pain she was in made me feel like there is still that flicker of hope, because that slither of goodness is in there. And I don't know all the ins and outs of Enigma. I do not know if she's like a meta or something, or if she's just a very good hypnotist. I don't know whether what she did is reversible, either by her or just through some kind of psychotherapy or something, or just through Alice knowing it has done to her and the bit of Beth coming through, because the girl we met wanted revenge on Catherine Hamilton. She had been raised in an abusive place by some crazy man who liked to sew faces and kill people. Like, she was abused and raised as a cat. Like, you know, she was not the Beth she would have been, Beth we met, had she just lived. But with that, I think the girl that went to Coriana, the Alice that was there, was still calling herself Alice and all of that. She still was upset with her family. She wanted revenge on Catherine Hamilton and all of that, but she isn't Alice that we know. And so I really am hoping we can kind of break through those layers. I'm stressed though. I mean, and that I think would be a much more interesting plotline, because if she's kind of like, well, I was brainwashed into this, but it's still me, because it's not a full brainwashing, it's not like she's been totally taken over, it's kind of still her. How far could the other characters come to forgive her? What could we do? I think that would be so interesting, and I think that would be a much more interesting plot than just having them just, for some reason, never capturing Alice ever over the course of 10 seasons. So for Alice, she killed Ocean. I mean, I was kind of thinking that was a bit quick for how significant a character he seemed to be to her, but what she did in that moment was she picked saving Kate over Ocean. And it was the same way that she had that look of shock on her face when Batwoman picked the Desert Rose over Kate, because she was like, well, you were gonna, she kind of in that moment thought, oh, she'll save Kate and then that gets me out of this whole the pickle I'm in, we'll all be done. And then obviously Ryan didn't think Alice would kill Kate and so made that decision, fully understanding that. So for Alice, she kind of had everything taken away from her all over again. And Sophia was very stupid to think like, I've taught Alice an Ocean a lesson, I'm going to send her off with 2 guards. Of course Alice was going to strike back, and even if, because she was banishing Alice would have found a way to strike back. And we know where Coriana is, so had she not destroyed the Desert Rose, as I kept saying, just tell everyone where it is. Like, Sophia's big secret, we have a GPS location now. So I think, like, Sophia very much was overconfident in herself and her power, and that she'd put Alice in her place. Ha! And I love that Alice got revenge on her. That is a thing. I mean, as much as there's a lot of me that's like, think of how many lives we could have saved. I love that Alice was able to put Sophia back in her place. Now, I think it's going to be really interesting and dynamic when Alice does come up against Ocean again, because she will. And what is Alice going to do now? I don't know if Alice knows Kate's dead or not, but her purpose in all these months was to get revenge on Sophia. Like, she wanted revenge on Kate, and then she wanted what is her plan going to be now? Just go to Gotham and try and re-find herself? Because that's what I would like. Or go anywhere and try and just find herself and become a less toxic, awful serial killer. Become someone that is almost overburdened with grief over what they did and how awful they've been, but tries to make a difference in their own way. I don't know. That was sort of like the long-term goal I have for her, but I don't know whether that is even vaguely feasible. Ocean seemed horrified at Sophia for what she'd done. And also I think, like, it was Sophia that made Alice do it. I mean, yeah, admittedly, Alice didn't have to do it. She could have picked Ocean and not done it. But, like, it was Sophia that created the situation. It was Sophia that put the knife in her hand. And also it was Sophia that had Alice's brain scrambled to make her into an even more emotionless, remorseless killer. So really, it's still Sophia's fault. It's also Alice's fault. Like, I do think that he would not just be like, oh, Alice, let's go, let's elope. I think he will be like, stay away from me, bitch. But I don't understand what Sophia thinks she achieved there. And if it makes, I feel like Ocean might play along with being her loyal little follower again, but just till he can escape. And Tatiana was an idiot. I can see why she did it, but Sophia is the one with true greatness. You can't act like you knew what was best for her. No, Sophia knows everything. So she was silly, but, you know, not a great loss there. And then sending them after Mary and Luke, and they were able to subdue them. I mean, don't underestimate Mary and Luke is what I'm going to say. They did manage to knock her down very easily, but clearly Sophia sent her least qualified person after them. And I love Julia turning up and able to save them. I feel like I'm missing points. So Jacob and Sophie are now going to have to face the fact that Kate wasn't there, and the news that apparently body parts have been found with Kate's DNA. Now, I hate this a lot. I do not want to have to see them grieving Kate all over again. I am firmly on my camp Kate. I'm really concerned that I've misunderstood that final scene. Like, I watched it twice to make sure I hadn't. I'm really concerned that I have taken something away from it that is not correct. But I feel like that was definitely Kate. She no longer had a face. We know all about face swapping and face switching and swatching and doing all that kind of stuff. That's seemingly what happened here. Maybe I don't know. I feel like maybe if they do something like she lost her hand or something, that was the body part that was found. That would be a reason why she wouldn't become Batwoman again, and we would keep Ryan and Kate potentially. I don't know. But they are no longer going to be looking for her because they're going to believe she is dead. The most they would do is try and find the rest of her body. That is going to be really hard to watch. I'm wondering if there'll be some kind of a time jump, or if we are going to go on a hiatus for a couple of weeks or something, because it really did feel like this. I know it's only around episodes 8 and 9 that we get the hiatuses for the Christmas break, and obviously through COVID it all started later, so I don't know what's happening with that, but I'm just so sad for them thinking that she's dead. Part of me at the beginning was thinking, like, Kate's in hiding for some kind of reason and she needs everyone to stop looking for her because they're getting in danger because of it, and so she's contacted Julia, but that does not seem to be the case. I'm devastated for them. I was in denial about Kate 100%, and I still am. So let me know your, I mean, I think what happened at the end was self-explanatory, but I'm just one of those things where I'm like, my hope, I mean, I say my hope, like, that's a pretty brutal situation she's in. But yes, what were your thoughts on this episode? Let me know. While I was editing, it occurred to me, I remembered the story that Sophia told about the origins of the Desert Rose was that it was the blood of the warrior women that had died. So that does make sense, that potentially the blood of a warrior from Koreana into the plant made her lovely little baby plant a desert rose. Also, this is potentially spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything about the scene at the end, look away or turn off. But I have seen when I came out of it, and I sort of was looking around, that they have officially announced the new actress playing Kate Kane. God, her name is literally escaping me right now, but I know it from Krypton, and I'm so excited about that we're going to have Kate and we're going to have Ryan. Kate will be, like, having gone through a lot, I'm sure, but that's just so exciting. Thank you for watching.